year is 1992. This is your birth year. This is the game that came out the same year you did.
No, this is exactly the same as what we've just played.
Oh, no, it's not. Not in the slightest. Let's put in some coins. Oh, it's free play. Good. I keep forgetting.
It's making me dizzy.
Right.
Mortal Kombat.
In fact,
Presented by Midway.
I've just remembered something.
He's just remembered something.
Before we start on this game, I just want to quickly show you a clip from an earlier game called Pit Fighter. So, this game's famous because it has these digitized sprites, and it's a fighting game where they just took photos of people and they were fighting. You see? So, basically how it works. So you've got these digitized sprites of photos of people.
That's kind of cool.
Very important that we see this because Mortal Kombat did the same thing but better. So let's have a look at Mortal Kombat. You ready? Pick thy character. So, much like Street Fighter 2, we have selectable characters. I'm going to be Raiden. Who are you going to be?
Jackie Chan.
Basically, yeah. So you've got your moves. It's B to block, because unlike Street Fighter 2, you can't just walk backwards and expect to block. You've got to be prepared. Moves, I'm not sure how to do any of the moves, so you're just going to have to work that one out as you go. And as we can see, this one, well, let's just say it drew quite a lot of controversy from parents.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Good lord! Get away from me.
Yeah!
It's also worth noting, and I'm not just saying this because you just beat me,
How did I do that?
by punching me really hard in the face. BAM! Oh, that looked like it hurt. This game is entirely unbalanced, and certain characters can do a lot more damage than others. It's also kind of a ridiculous game. Are you sure it's Jackie and not Bruce? We don't know how to do any of the moves, by the way.
There are moves.
Yeah, there are moves. I think it's something like pressing... They've got a different style of how to do the move in this versus... Right, you see, finish him. We're going to have to work out how to do the moves. But, pick a new character.
Oops. Didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, so what are your initial thoughts of this game?
The gimmick of having videos of real people is interesting.
Well, I did a move, that's the only move I know how to do.
But I don't like the game.
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't feel as responsive and as fun to play as Street Fighter 2 did.
No, I agree. It feels kind of stodgy, doesn't it?
And
I think
it doesn't look as nice.
I think it's because of the nature of the graphics. They kind of had to... Well, they kind of had to work with what they had. You see, they have done certain things, like you can see the top of his body is a different photo to the bottom of his body, for example. But it doesn't. It's not as smooth, is it? It's not anywhere near as smooth. And the moves aren't nearly as diverse, I don't think. Not that we know how to do any of the special moves, but if we did, I don't think they would be... Right. Well, that was boring.
No, this is pants, not like this.
Well, the main thing about this was the controversy that it drew. Let's just have one more match while we talk about this.
Oh, wow.
How do you have such trouble picking a character? I'm going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm going to be random 90s woman.
Fitness tutor number 3. Yeah, the main thing about this was the controversy. So when it comes up saying finish him, at that point you can do a special move where you do something gruesome. So some characters pull the characters' heads off. Some of them reach into the chest, pull the hearts out, stuff like that. One of them sets the character on fire and then they explode into a lot of bones and blood. So the whole point of this game, as well as being a pretty cool fighting game, it was to be edgy and 90s. And this was sort of the thing that the 90s was all about, being edgy. We saw it with Smash TV earlier on, didn't we?
Yes, we did, yes.
And we kind of saw it to an extent with Street Fighter 2. It was more visceral, wasn't it? Instead of being a sort of straight-laced karate simulation, it was people beating each other up, basically. Yeah. It was a bit more nuanced, though, than this, I would have to say.
Yeah, this feels like it's a graphics exercise.
Yeah.
Trying to pretend to be a game.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Well, I threw you. That's about as good as we can get.
Mm.
So, we're not keen on this game already.
No.
Let's move on.
Okay. This is going to be a short episode.
Yeah, that's fine. I could do with some short episodes.
Virgin? What did Richard do?
Richard Branson was on board with Mortal Kombat, it seems.
What was he doing?
Oh, the word code has many different definitions. The Shaolin martial arts tournament is... Oh, that's good. Probe. We've seen that before. I'm pretty sure they did Smash TV.
Yeah, they did.
Midway presents Mortal Kombat.
So we're on the
Amiga.
Amiga.
Yeah, we're back to the Amiga.
Owned by Richard Branson.
No.
Did he just develop this particular?
He Virgin published this game.
Oh, right, okay. There's the Mortal Kombat dragon.
Yeah, you recognise that?
Mm-hmm.
Let's Ian. Ian, where's the chocolate dog?
Mm.
Right. Is the second controller going to work this time? I'm guessing no. In fact, just press fire. No? It doesn't work at all this time. Well, that's fine. Again, it looks kind of bad. In fact, it looks very, very bad.
Looks
This looks
a lot worse.
Worse than Street Fighter 2 did.
Oh, don't tell me they've rushed this one out as well. Because in the last episode, if you remember, we played Street Fighter 2 and it felt like they rushed the Amiga version in order to get it published quickly.
Yeah. And, well, we'll see what the gameplay holds for this, but okay. That's good, thank you. It's very quiet.
Yeah.
I was beginning to wonder if there was any audio at all there, but yeah, it's very, very hard to control. It's even more sluggish than the actual arcade game was, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Background's not as good.
No.
Like I'm saying, the Amiga was a lot more capable than this. This does, again, feel quite rushed. Here, you have a go. It doesn't. It's not as responsive. The colours aren't quite there. I think we can probably let them off for the colours, just because.
Who am I?
You're Raiden.
Am I the white guy?
Yeah. The AI is not very good either.
No, I can't even move.
Oh,
just
you managed to do a special move there. Well done.
A special death.
Yes,
I don't know. It feels a bit faster than the.
Do you think it feels faster?
Yeah, but I can't. It's too fast. I can't do anything. I don't think you have so much control over the moves that you do. It seems like when you whatever you did, do that again. Because you just did a fireball. Yeah, keep doing that. Was that a fireball or like a bubble?
Ah, hooray! We got to see a fatality.
Oh right, okay. Yes, I can.
You see, it's very
Is that his spine?
Yeah.
I can see why people wouldn't like this.
Well, it gained controversy. Oh yeah, people loved it. People loved it back in the day.
People may have loved it, but let's be Jackie Chan again and see how different he was.
Yeah, but parents weren't so fond.
No, this is even worse.
Worse than Street Fighter 2 was on the Amiga.
Yeah, much worse.
I agree. Yeah, it's not. Because at least with Street Fighter 2, you felt like you had a little bit of control. This one. Oh, the thing is though, you've got all the moves and stuff, so again, it's about the same, I would have said, as the Street Fighter 2 part. And in a way, it doesn't feel quite as rushed because
wow,
it feels like, aside from the controls being a bit dodgy and the colours being not quite as good, it almost is very close to the arcade. And you'd probably put up with it, wouldn't you? You'd tolerate it. You might not be happy with it, but you'd tolerate it.
I don't know. It's a bit easier than the. You see, in the arcade one, we were really mashing the buttons.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you've really got to pick when you're gonna press it.
Something that I want you to try. Just try doing that punch where you just punch and punch and punch.
I can't do that. I don't.
All
I can do is move and kick.
Just tap the punch button, whichever the punch button is. Just keep trying that, because that was. Oh. Get over here!
Which is the punch button? All I can do is kick.
Oh right, okay. So you don't quite have that. Again, you don't have the level of control that you would have done. And keep in mind, you probably would have been playing this on a keyboard as well. If you didn't have a special joystick, you would have been playing it on a keyboard. Oh yeah. Oh no, there you go. You can do the crazy punch.
Which button was that then?
Why?
Well, I was pressing that and nothing was happening.
You've got the blood as well.
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing that it was known for. More than the gameplay, it was just, let's have some blood in the game.
Yeah, but it's not fun to play. What's the point?
Because it's blood. And because you want to be cool, kid. You want to be edgy, kid.
I suppose if this wasn't expensive, then it would be okay. But you would be bored. You'd be going, this is not fun.
If you're playing with your friends, though, I mean, we're playing single player because the other controller isn't working. But if you're actually on an Amiga playing with your mates, you might have a much better time of it.
Would the Amiga have had controllers, or was it all keyboard?
It would have had joysticks.
Alright.
You had proper joysticks, like that one up there.
Right. Can't we use that?
No. Oh, that was disappointing. I was expecting to see a proper fatality then. Okay, well that was the Amiga version.
Yeah.
Next one. Right, now this one's going to be very, 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 very different indeed, because...
This is all the same year.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, this one's...
93.
I can't tell if this one's 93 or 92. It's one of the two.
Right, okay.
The original was 92, so I can understand why this one might have been 93. This one's going to be very different again. Take the controller, please. Because we're playing a system that we've never seen before. This, my friend, is the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat.
So this is brand new.
Oh yes. Game Boy released in 1989, widely known as probably the most successful handheld ever made.
Black and white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, famously black and white. Pick your character. You've only got 6 to choose from. There were
they count as characters?
Johnny Cage isn't there. Do they count?
Come on, Jackie Chan.
Come on, hit it. Press start, maybe. There you go.
Scorpion.
Okay. Starting out well. Oh boy. Now where? Oh no! No. Okay. Let's cut it some slack. This is on a little handheld. You've got your. In fact, no.
So this is a handheld.
This would be what you'd be playing on a long car journey. You'd have this. You'd have your little light on top of it so you could see the screen.
You won't be playing it very long.
No. But what are your initial thoughts?
It's crap.
Because it does look quite bad. First of all, it's missing the thing that made the original so popular, and that's the gore and the blood.
Well, you won't be able to see it.
No, because it's all grey.
It's so slow and sluggish. I don't think I'm taking any damage off him.
No. In fact, it's so slow and sluggish, even he can't control it, by the looks.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything to him.
No. It seems like you've got very little in the way of... You only got A and B, I think, by the way. Or whichever one you're pressing. Yeah, again, it looks like you've got very little say over... over which move you do.
It is so sluggish. It's
yeah, it does not look much fun. And the digitized sprites don't really translate well to this screen.
No.
Now, imagine playing this on the tiny little green blurry screen that the Game Boy had. No fatalities either. So that's, again, you've got all the major components that made the arcade game so popular not there. Which makes this one a little bit pointless, I would have thought.
Very pointless. Let's try this. Undefined blob.
I can't. Is that Sub-Zero or Scorpion? Who knows? Yeah, it's not great. In fact, they didn't even bother to shade him. That's brilliant. Probably because he and Scorpion look identical, so trying to make them out on a monochrome screen would be very difficult indeed. No. Let's have a go.
You'll wish you hadn't. He's so sluggish and unresponsive.
Oh my god! Looking at it and playing it are two different things.
Totally different, isn't it?
Oh dear.
The enemy doesn't really do anything.
You press the button and it just doesn't do a damn thing for like ages.
Yeah.
And the enemy doesn't react half the time either.
Although you're managing to beat him.
Well, look at my health though.
If I was on a car journey and I was given this to keep me occupied,
you'd rather have a colour input, wouldn't you?
I'd rather jump out of the car.
Yeah, this isn't representative of what the Game Boy was capable of, unfortunately.
Mortal Kombat is not doing well in my estimations.
Mortal Kombat, well, like we say, for what it was made for. The trick is just to do this, basically. I've found out how to beat the game.
Just kick him.
Just keep... Wow, I teleported then. Can you do... I mean, it doesn't even seem like the special moves are there, which, again, anything that you enjoyed from the arcade is gone here.
Yeah.
This is poor.
Very poor.
I did go back and try the special moves again just to make sure. And it turns out there are special moves in the game. They're just really difficult to pull off and incredibly inconsistent. I could only get one of Raiden's moves to work, and it wasn't any of the good ones either. So either they're not in the game, or the game's just too crap for you to reliably pull them off.
What's all that at the bottom as well?
I think that's supposed to be the background.
Oh.
Like pillars and stuff. Okay, well I think we've seen enough of that.
Yeah, that's
disappointing.
Really rubbish.
Yeah. Next version.
If any of you get offered this to play,
throw it.
Slap them in the face.
Throw it out the nearest window.
Slap them with 1,000 slaps. So we've seen the arcade version, the Amiga, the Game Boy.
Yep.
Which, for the first outing of the Game Boy on this channel, was slightly disappointing.
Yeah, it was a little bit, wasn't it? But now we're going to go back to our old friend.
Oh, good.
DOS. Let's see if you've improved at all since Street Fighter 2. Colour! Hooray! We like colour.
Probe.
Oh, probe. They did the Amiga version.
Ooh, it looks nice.
Yeah, Street Fighter looked nice as well. Hey, look at this.
Ooh.
Hey, you're getting some story as well. Is it better now that you've seen the story?
Yep.
Good. I like how it says press start, but we've got a keyboard. That's good. Decent music.
Oh, look at the scores.
It still doesn't tell us how we're supposed to start the game. Ah! Alright. Alright. This is starting well. I have to say, it's starting well. Let's be Raiden again. Low, looking pretty sluggish though from that flashing thing.
Right, can we just have a second so I can figure out what my...
Yeah.
It looks the same, doesn't it, as the other version?
Yeah, it is slow.
It's very sluggish.
There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, so it depends on the speed of your PC as to how fast it'll run. This is basically arcade perfect though.
Yeah.
Let's not beat around the bush. This is good. Of course, I can't remember my gosh damn controls, but that's on me. Bam!
Even though, for this game, Arcade Perfect isn't very good.
Well, Arcade Perfect is better than the Game Boy.
Anything's better than that.
I'm trying my best to work out the damn moves. How did you manage to do that fireball by accident? Oh! Oh! I did it! Ah! Take this! Right, does this... Well, that was disappointing.
Oh!
Have to pick a different fighter. I'm gonna be Kano.
Oh.
I'm quite impressed. I'm very impressed, actually.
I'm impressed. This looks...
This is a good version. It makes me wonder why the Amiga version wasn't quite as good. Although... Take this. But yeah, I'm impressed. I would be happy with this. If I was a business guy doing business things on my business PC and I wanted a quick crack at Mortal Kombat. Although by 1992 they'd sort of worked out that PCs could be used in the home. Right, what are Kano's moves actually? Does he have any moves? He's not much of a character really, is he? None of them are. The
Sorry, I'm just
concentration silence.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat you, but I can't. Yeah, it's
the same game.
It's the same game.
It's again, as far as I can tell, arcade perfect.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Pretty good. The graphics were good. Moved right. Wasn't. Once we sped it up, it was fine.
Yeah.
It strikes me that the Game Boy version was practically Karate Chop.
So,
look at the scores. 80, 90, 100, 200, 300, 2 million, 4,000.
Yeah. So that wraps up Mortal Kombat.
Good.
What did you think of that game?
Pants. Not as good as Street Fighter 2.
Agreed. It was a bit of a...
It was an experiment that should have stayed back in 1992 where it belonged. But unfortunately it didn't.
It was the subject of a lot of playground arguments, as I understand.
Yes.
You had the Mortal Kombat camp and you had the Street Fighter camp.
Yes.
And, yeah, Street Fighter.
Now, a lot of the conversations that I was not part of...
Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Well, how about that? So, have some ratings then.
Yes, okay.
Arcade version.
I didn't like it. I thought the graphics, the getting real people idea was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it, so I'm going to give it...
Are you not feeling that it works for a video game?
It works, and it was a good idea. I just didn't like the game. I didn't like playing the game, or looking at the game, or anything. Okay. No, I didn't like it. I'm going to be brutal and give it a 4, because I could not stand it.
Good lord. Well, I was going to go 6 for that, because I don't mind it. I can take it or leave it, to be honest. But I really do like I've got a soft spot for these sort of digitised photos and pre-rendered stuff, so I'm going to be a bit more generous. 6 for me.
That's why it's getting a 4 for me.
Okay.
Because that's the best bit about it.
Right.
That's the only reason it's as high as it is.
Right, okay.
Okay, so the Amiga version.
Amiga version.
1.
Again, like I said before, I could probably tolerate it, but I wouldn't be terribly impressed by it. So, you
1.
say a 1. Ooh, boy. 3 for me. 3. Game Boy.
Nice.
Game Boy version?
Yeah, that was definitely a 10.
Yeah, a 10 all round. That was the perfect video game. And finally, the DOS version. Same ratings as the arcade version.
Yeah.
6 again.
4.
There was, as far as I can see, it's basically arcade perfect.
Yep.
Somebody's probably going to come along and say, oh, it's missing this and that, but
who cares?
as far as we, of our limited knowledge of Mortal Kombat, can tell,
Yep.
it's the arcade game.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
If you played one and then played the other and didn't know the difference,
You wouldn't know the difference. Okay.
Awesome.
And that concludes Mortal Kombat.
Thank goodness.
So you're enjoying fighting games, are you?
I'm fed up of fighting games. Please.
Oh, good,
let
because
there
we've
be
got
no
a few
more.
more to go. Yeah.
Oh, no.
90s was very full of arcade games. Games, fighting games. So
after the variety of the 80s, I'm disappointed.
Oh yes, agreed.
Because there was so much going on. There were adventure games, there were side scrollers, there were top-down shooting with bigs, there was a fighting game. There was all sorts going. Now it's just this.
Well, if you keep in mind, the arcades were no longer where the innovation was happening.
Yes,
so
I know.
They'd gone from the norm to the niche, so fighting
Yeah.
games were the way to keep them afloat.
Yeah, and you can play with your friends, can't you? And
Yeah.
like you say, the home computer thing was growing.
Mm-hmm.
Digital
The consoles were just getting massive.
Digital things were taking over.
Yep.
In fact, it will be. What will it be? 6 short years until the PlayStation arrives.
Not even that. 4.
So
4 years.
it's taking over, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway.
It's sad. 90s sucks.
Yep. But that concludes that. So it's good night from him.
And good night from me.
And we'll see you all for the next one.
In 1993!
Nice one. Au revoir.
Bye bye.
F10. Aha! Right, okay, good.
Most of the
Play 1 keys.
most of the audience, the 3 people listening to this, will just hear keyboards rattling whenever we play these DOS games.
Oh yes, I know all too well. Let's go T G
J.
Y H N. I think I've not
Broken it.
Play 2 keys. What keys do you want to use, please? Right, get your left and right correct this time. High punch. No, you can't use that. That's the same as up. Try it now. Oh no! Oh no! Hold on. Try it again.
No.
It's suggesting keys. Good.
Not going to use any of them.
This is going to be fun, isn't it?
No.